Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. I am Grandmaster, and today we are here to share a special message about the power of generosity. I know many of you might be wondering how you can make a difference in the world, and I want you to know that this video is for you. Our goal today is to bring a transformative message directly from the Bible. We will explore a powerful quote that teaches us about the importance of giving cheerfully and how generosity can transform lives. I hope this message touches your heart and inspires you to live a more generous life. Without further ado, let's get to our Bible verse for today. The quote I chose to share with you today is from 2 Corinthians 9 verse 7, which says, "Each of you should give what you have decided in your heart to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver." This passage is extremely inspiring and offers us a powerful insight into how we should give and the attitude we should have when doing so. Let's delve into the meaning of this quote and understand how it can be applied in our lives. To better understand this passage, we need to consider the context in which it was written. The Apostle Paul was writing to the Corinthians about the collection of offerings for the Christians in need in Jerusalem. He wanted to encourage them to be generous and to give from the heart, without pressure or obligation. The phrase, "what you have decided in your heart," teaches us that generosity should be a personal decision, guided by love and compassion. It should not be something forced or done reluctantly. Paul also emphasizes that we should not give reluctantly or under compulsion. When we give reluctantly, we are not truly practicing generosity. True generosity comes from a willing and joyful heart. Finally, the quote says that God loves a cheerful giver. This means that God values the attitude of our hearts when we give. He rejoices when we give willingly, with a cheerful and generous spirit. This passage teaches us that generosity is more than an action. It is an attitude of the heart. When we give cheerfully, we not only help others but also experience God's joy in our lives. Generosity and joy in giving are fundamental to a fulfilling Christian life. In the Bible, we find various examples of people who demonstrated extraordinary generosity and gave cheerfully, transforming lives around them. Example 1. The poor widow. One of the most notable examples of generosity is the story of the poor widow in Luke 21 verses 1 to 4. Jesus observed the rich putting their gifts into the temple treasury and then saw a poor widow put in 2 very small copper coins. He said that this widow had put in more than all the others because the rich gave out of their wealth, but she, out of her poverty, put in all she had to live on. The story of the poor widow teaches us that generosity is not measured by the amount we give, but by the sacrifice and intention behind our offering. Her generosity and joy in giving, even in her poverty, were a powerful example of faith and trust in God. Example 2. The Good Samaritan. Another inspiring story is that of the Good Samaritan, found in Luke 10 verses 25 to 37. Jesus tells the parable of a man who was attacked by robbers and left by the roadside. Several people passed by without helping, but a Samaritan, moved by compassion, took care of him, treated his wounds, and paid for his expenses with his own money. The generosity of the Good Samaritan was expressed through his actions and the time he dedicated to the injured man. He not only gave from his financial resources, but also from his time and compassion. This shows that generosity can be expressed in many ways, and that small actions can have a big impact. Example 3. Barnabas. Barnabas, also known as Joseph, was one of the early disciples in the early church and is known for his generosity. In Acts 4 verses 36 to 37, it is reported that he sold a field he owned and brought the money to the apostles to help those in need. His act of generosity inspired others in the church to do the same, creating a community of care and mutual support. The story of Barnabas teaches us that generosity can be a catalyst for community change. His willingness to give cheerfully and without reservation helped create a culture of generosity among the early Christians. Now that we have seen some biblical examples of generosity and joy in giving, let's explore how we can apply these principles in our daily lives. Give from the heart. True generosity comes from a willing heart. Decide in your heart to give intentionally, moved by love and compassion. Give your time and talents. Generosity is not limited to financial donations. Give your time, skills, and talents to help others. Volunteer in your community or church. Be a good steward. Manage well the resources God has given you. This includes not just money but also time, skills, and opportunities. Use them for the good of others and to glorify God. Practice daily generosity. Find small ways to be generous every day. This can include paying for someone's coffee, helping a neighbor, or donating clothes and food to those in need. Get involved in charity projects. Participate in charity projects and community initiatives. Help raise funds, organize fundraising events, or donate directly to causes you believe in. Educate yourself and others. Learn about the needs in your community and the world. Share this information with friends and family and encourage them to be generous too. By incorporating these principles into our lives, we can develop a generosity that will enable us to transform lives around us, bringing joy and hope to those who need it most. Developing generosity and joy in giving is an ongoing process. Here are some practical strategies to help on this path, including daily activities, healthy habits, and specific examples. Cultivate a relationship with God. An intimate relationship with God is fundamental to developing generosity. Dedicate daily time for prayer and reading the Bible. This will strengthen your connection with God and give you a solid foundation to practice generosity. Example: dedicate the first 30 minutes of your day to reading the Bible and praying. This moment can be your foundation for a more balanced and faith-filled day. 2. Practice gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful tool to renew generosity. Make a daily list of things you are grateful for and thank God for each of them. This will change your perspective and help you focus on blessings instead of problems. Example: keep a gratitude journal where you write down 3 things you are grateful for every day before going to bed. This will help you end your day on a positive note. 3. Get involved in a faith community. Participating in a faith community can offer support and encouragement. Get involved in Bible study groups, attend services, and seek connections with other believers. Sharing experiences and praying together can strengthen your generosity. Example: participate in a weekly Bible study group. This group can be a source of spiritual and emotional support, as well as provide an environment for sharing and learning. 4. Meditate on God's promises. God's promises are a source of hope and determination. Find Bible verses that speak about God's promises and meditate on them daily. This will strengthen your trust in God's promises and renew your determination. Example: choose 1 verse a week to memorize and meditate on. Place it in a visible place, such as on your work desk or bathroom mirror. 5. Practice activities that strengthen the mind and body. Generosity is also reinforced by a healthy body and mind. Regular physical exercise, maintaining a balanced diet, and taking care of mental health are essential. Example: incorporate physical activities into your daily routine, such as walking or yoga. These activities not only improve physical health, but also help relieve stress and clear the mind. 6. Get involved in volunteer activities. Volunteering is an excellent way to practice generosity. Find a cause you are passionate about and offer your time and skills. Example: volunteer at a local shelter, food bank, or community organization. Helping others not only benefits those who receive, but also those who give. Let's now hear some testimonies from people who have been transformed by generosity. Testimony 1. Maria. Maria always wanted to make a difference in her community, but didn't know where to start. One day, she decided to start doing small acts of kindness, like paying for strangers' coffee and helping elderly neighbors with their groceries. These small actions grew, and Maria ended up founding a community organization that provides free meals for needy families. Her generosity not only helped feed people, but also inspired others to join the cause. Testimony 2. Roberto. Roberto was a successful businessman, but felt something was missing in his life. He started directing part of his profits to educational programs in underserved communities. Roberto not only funded scholarships, but also volunteered as a mentor for young people. He saw how his generosity opened doors and created opportunities that changed lives. Today, Roberto believes his life is richer and more purposeful because of his dedication to giving cheerfully. Testimony 3. Clara. Clara was a university student who, despite having limited resources, decided to start a project to help the homeless. She started small, distributing food and clothes she collected from friends and family. Over time, her project grew and attracted the attention of local businesses that decided to support her cause. Clara testifies that despite her limitations, her generosity and joy in giving inspired many people and transformed lives in her community. These testimonies show how generosity can have a profound and transformative impact, both for the giver and the receiver. To conclude, let's recap what we discussed today. We talked about the powerful quote from 2 Corinthians 9 verse 7, which encourages us to give what we have decided in our hearts, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. We explored the meaning of this passage and how it teaches us about the importance of giving cheerfully and being generous. We learned about the importance of generosity and joy in giving, with inspiring examples like the poor widow, the Good Samaritan, and Barnabas, which show us that generosity can sustain us during the toughest times and transform lives. We also saw how to apply these principles in our daily lives and heard testimonies from people who have been transformed by generosity. I want to encourage all of you to apply these lessons in your lives. Remember that regardless of the circumstances, you can find strength in God and develop the generosity and joy needed to transform lives around you. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and share this message with someone who might need it. See you next time, and may God bless you.